Hey guys, today we will be making a really simple ruffle Christmas wreath with items from the dollar store. What you will need: a wreath ring. This one is 14 inches. We have white deco mesh and silver deco mesh. I have 2 rows of each, which is usually enough, but it just depends on how big you make your loop. So I definitely say have an extra roll or 2 on hand just in case. And scissors. Alright, let's get started. So first we are going to take a roll of silver and a roll of white. I'm going to place the silver on top, just like that. And you're just going to pick a spot and pull it through. And then I like to flip it over because it's going to be easier for me to tie it in a knot this way. So I've pulled it through a decent amount, and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Just a simple knot, nothing fancy. Just like that. We're going to flip it over. And this will be able to tuck it away, so don't worry about that too much. So we're going to bring our deco mesh through the first space. Just like this. And this is what I was talking about. So if you want larger loops, then you're going to need more deco mesh. Or if you want smaller loops, then you won't need as much deco mesh. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so this is how the first loop looks. So I have the knot on the innermost ring, and then I've pulled the first loop through the first space, and then I'll go through the second space and then the third space. And I try to keep the size of the loops the same, but they don't have to be 100% the same. Like, it's not going to be a huge deal. So you just make another loop, just like that, and one more. Looks just like that. You're going to scrunch it all to one side, just like that. You're going to twist the bottom 2 times, get your gray back to the front, and then you're just going to, let's push that over. Start with the innermost space and do the exact same thing. And this is just one section, but you can see that it's already started to look so cute and poofy. And I love the silver and white. You have the option of scrunching this over and doing it one more time, or you can just leave it like this. There are 6 sections on this ring, so I usually just leave 2 rows on each section because it still gives you a pretty large and poofy wreath. But like I said, if you want to go for it, you can scrunch all this over and make a 3rd section. That's completely up to you, but you do have that option. However, I'm just going to leave mine like this, and we are done with the first section. So I'm going to twist my deco mesh again, just like that. Twist it until the gray is back in the front. And again, I'm just going to do the exact same steps, and I'm going to repeat this until I run out of deco mesh. Again, don't worry too much about trying to shape it and everything. You'll be able to do that at the end. Alright, since I still have more, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so we are almost done with our deco mesh. So I'm just going to cut. This is the deco mesh I have left. I'm going to actually pull it all the way through and just turn it over and tie it in a knot. It really depends on where you stop, but I usually am pretty good with tying a knot wherever. Just up to you. You can pretty much hide any knot inside the wreath, so don't worry too much about it. So I'm just tying it in a knot, just like that. And you see? And then you scrunch this together and start over again. You won't always be able to get through 1, 2, 3 loops before you have to stop. Sometimes you have to stop in the middle. That's perfectly fine. Just tie the knot in the center and keep going. But this one just happened to stop perfectly at the end, so we're just going to scrunch that over take our mesh, pull it through, just like we did at the very beginning. So let's turn this over. And we are going to tie it in a knot. Now we have our knot. Okay, and we start all over again. And you have to be mindful of the Deco mesh, it does stick to itself. So just be mindful of that. So like I said earlier, usually 4 rows works just fine for me, but I guess I made my loops a little larger than I usually do. So I still need to finish up this last section. I did have to grab 2 more rows. So that's why I say always have extra just in case. You never know. You don't want to get to this point in your wreath and then not be able to finish. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing I do every time I start it and just use it for these 2 sections and then we'll be done. Okay, so I added 2 rows there. Now I'm just going to cut a little extra deco mesh. You just want enough to be able to tie it in a knot. So I left this much. I'm going to just turn it over, twist it a couple of times, and I'm just going to tie it right here. No knot. Like I said, it's not really visible, so you can really tie it wherever you choose. We turn it over. Of course, we're going to kind of fluff it up a little more. And I like to do the double layers because you can also like pull it apart. I like to pull it apart ever so often, but again, completely up to you. Just doing this all the way around the ring. Alright, so it's looking so poofy and cute. It's just so adorable. You can add in snowflakes, you can add a snowman, you can add ribbon if you'd like, or anything. You can just have fun with it and make it your own. The wreath looks so cute just like this, but you can definitely add a bow to just give it an extra finishing touch. I will link the video of how I made this bow in the description box down below. I will also link it at the end of this video. So I have my bow wire attached. And you can place it anywhere. You can place it at the top, bottom, left, right. I think I'm going to go with the top, front and center. So you just push it over, look for the wire, turn it over, and you're just going to tie it. Then you can come back and just adjust it, make sure everything looks good. Alright, I think that looks good. And you are all done. Here is the final product. And you're able to personalize it. Change the color, change the style, add whatever embellishments you like. Just have fun with it and make it your own.